All right, welcome back. You know, we said we're not leaving any stone unturned because it's the International Women's Month. I don't want to say day because they all are matches for us. And we're having our guest right here in the house, the person of Jasmine Cannon Ikwurisi. I hope I got that correctly.
Yeah, you got
She's the CEO and founder of Sapphire Group, a social enterprise focused on empowering ethnic minorities, underrepresented youth, and single parents through entrepreneurship, employability training, and well-being initiatives. And she's also served as a project manager with NHS and in England while pursuing advanced academic research in politics and social research. You're a prolific author, speaker, and advocate for youth and women. That's a whole lot of profile. You're welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. That's just Spill and Garvin. But
let's go beyond the titles right now. You seem to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
You know, there's so many. Let's get to meet who Jasmine Ikwurisi is. Let's get to meet you beyond the titles, yeah.
As my dad will say, his alpha female, jack of all trades. So I know I should have one hat, but I'm a delusional dreamer, as they'll call me. I just want to change the world. I just want to help people. I'm that best friend you call at 2 a.m. Can you help me? Can you pick me up? That's who I am, that call-on number. I love helping my community. I've done this for the past 11 years. I'm a workaholic. That's in the core of my being, I can't sleep because I know this is what I was born to do. So really my work is me. I love helping young people. I also write. I write fiction, I write romance, I write all types. I also do talk shows, podcasts. I also do documentaries because I believe there's 4 ways we can impact the world: through what we read, through what we listen to, through what we watch, and how we interact. So if I can infiltrate those 4 avenues, hopefully we can change the world through that. And hopefully I ran 2 elections and lost in the UK, but 2029 I run again. But that's literally me, delusional radicalist who will never take no risk taker for change and be that person.
Okay, so that's so much of an extroverted person right there. Really love the profile.
Thank you.
So we know that this is the International Women's. I don't want to use day anymore because I mean March is already attached to women, and the message is spreading. And we have the theme "Give to Gain," which is more about collaboration, sharing progress, and all of that. So what does that message really mean to you, celebrating the International Women's Day?
Like you said, it should go beyond a day. It should go to a month, and hopefully every day. And one thing I say about International Women's Day, it's not just about women, it's about intergenerational. Mums, dads, grandpas, uncles, aunties, everyone coming together, because in order for us to create that change is everyone working together to empower women to take their place as leaders, to have their voice, to have a seat at the table, and hopefully aspire to be more. We have greatness within us, but we don't know how to tap it. We don't have the access, the training, the mentorship. So for me, International Women's Month is a month just to echo what we already know, that there's greatness within women, but you need a stepping stone to get to that greatest point.
Well said. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about practical challenges right now. So
where do we start?
So you are the founder of Sapphire Group.
That's right.
And you've worked with so many women.
Yeah.
You know, you've represented communities as well. So what are those key challenges that you face during your course of work?
Like I said, the challenges we can go on, but in regard to the women aspect, the funding will be our greatest issue. Practically being able to support. There's thousands. Every country we work with are women that need support, funding. The other bit is the access. They don't often have the platforms, the opportunities to get that. Education is another major aspect, depending on country by country. Also, the structural systems that are in place, the policies, they don't always favor us in the work that we do. And it's like we're trying to help, and then we have a combat going on between country to country. So there's many issues like I mentioned, but access, structural systems, the policies, if we can work on those areas, and hopefully we can create a bigger and better impact for women. The funding is ridiculous. We have thousands of women, they need help, but we don't have the money. There's a massive issue across the world, and I don't know where the budgets are, but God willing we'll get there, and everyone working together, NGOs, individuals, businesses, hopefully we can create that change that our women need.
Then I hear we get so many deliberations, you know, and contemplations from men saying, why is it always women focused? Women focused. You people want to finish the money. I mean, don't be offended, sugar.
Sorry,
women are always the women.
All right,
so now let's look at the aspect of the youth. Your work actually cut across, you know, focusing on youth and also mental health advocacy. Why are these areas so closely connected to leadership and also empowerment?
So the basis of a leader is emotional resilience. And I call this generation a microwave generation. Why? Because the lack of a backbone. They want things quick, but they don't have the fundamental skills to be able to support them to be what they need to be. They've got social media, which wasn't, I'm a bit older, so my generation, they're born into that economic uncertainty, identity struggle. So young people are the future of our tomorrow, whether we want to believe it or not. But they have so much expectations from society, but they need leaders to work together to be able to give them that mentorship, give them that support, because they can't do it alone. And if we don't train them, support them, and give them a seat at the table, give them a voice so that we can hear their issues and work collectively to be able to empower them. And I tell my young people all the time, I'm mother, big sister, everything packaged in one. You can't do the change you need to do without your mothers, your aunties, your uncles, collectively, everyone working together, because they know something you don't know. And it's good to listen, to work together with them, to be all you were destined to be. Young people is my heart. I see them and there's so much potential, and you just want to shake them up because you know you are made for more. And they just need that mentor, that support. NGOs, all of us working together to give them that pathway and platform to be all they were destined to be.
You know, the older folks feel like we don't listen enough.
All right, so beyond the celebration, I mean, this entire month, I know there's going to be celebration, International Women's Day. So beyond the celebration, what should International Women's Month represent globally, and how can communities, you talked about the structural problems, the funding and all of that, so how can women collaborate more to get some of the structural problems actually out of the way?
I was always thinking, how often do we sit down and reflect, right? Because International Women's Day for me should be a point of reflection. Number one, before we act, let's reflect what's working, what's not working well. How many women are actually entering leadership positions? How many of them are actually in education? When we reflect, look at those systems, and then now we can start tackling that change. International Women's Day is not just a country problem, it's a global issue. And do we have enough conversations? Are we willing to listen, to work together with the people in the right places to be able to foster that change? So celebration is important, but it's not enough. Words is not enough. Action is what is important for today. So International Women's Day, to answer your question, yes, it's celebration. We need to reflect and then act. And the time is now, because there's many women who are waiting to tap their greatness, but they don't know how to. And celebrate our wins, because we don't do enough.
The time is now.
The time is really now, and considering that people don't really appreciate field work more, now I think we really need to focus on that. Now let's move to your creative aspect, your storytelling, and you're also poetic. How do you kind of juggle all of those things together? Because I'm wondering how the creative expression speaks in your advocacy work for youth, in governance, leadership, since you're all in one, one package. So how does that flow?
I always realized that there's power in storytelling. So it's one thing to show people stats, infographics. It doesn't change anything. But the minute I share my story, it moves people, it creates that change. So I love to write. Like I said, I'm a nerd, I do poetry. God willing, I've done 13 books today I've published. So there's power, like I said, in what we read. I get lost in a book, and I know that there's many people that can be inspired by reading a story. So for me, storytelling is being honest, is being transparent, is being real. And I realize that there's power and a change that we can create in telling a story, whether that be through videos, documentaries, talk shows as well. So that's my creative outlet. Everything I want to do that people don't want to hear in politics, I put in media, I put in books, because there's a different target audience for different things, how we relate to things, how we digest things. So that's my creative space. No one can control that era. And that's why I can be free to just echo everything that I want to share to my world.
Well said.
All right, so real quick, so let's do some radio graffiti real quick. So in one sentence, just one sentence, to all the women listening right there, right now, one sentence for them, something, a takeaway from you to them, if you had to speak to them right now.
Your story matters, your voice matters, and your voice is the advocacy for change. Do not let anybody silence you, because you are born for greatness.
Sorry,
that was not really a sentence.
Double check. Double check, well said. All right, let's do one quick one, right? On the final note, in one sentence, what does empowered leadership look like?
rise, speak, act. The time is now.
Okay, coming from a spoken word artist, so I can yes, that was really fast. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank you so
today.
much for having me, guys.
And I hope you had a good feel of this conversation, because as we look at the World Marks International Women's Month, today's conversation, it reminds us that progress is strongest when women are empowered. So it's not just about all of putting up the conferences, but then doing the main field work to make the change. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll have another guest in the house who will be raising your screen. Don't go anywhere.